Hi everybody, I'm Jeff with Virginia Paranormal Investigations, and tonight we're out here at the beautiful Woodlawn Trible House, which Mr. Mark Jenkins, the owner of the house, was kind enough to invite us out here to conduct a paranormal investigation. There's been several reports of paranormal activity going on in the home, and we're going to go inside and take a look around and hear some of the stories and the history behind this fantastic location. So here we are at the Woodlawn Trible House with Mr. Mark Jenkins. And if you could just tell us a little bit about the history of the place.
The house originally began as a one-room dwelling with a cellar and was built about 1750. It was built by, they believe, by the Wood family, whose ancestral home is across the highway from here, back in the woods, which was built in the late 1600s. In the late 1700s, the cellar of the one-room dwelling was expanded, and the current house was built on top of the two cellars. So the current kitchen is in the cellar of the 1750 house. There's also a meat house in the back that is believed to have been built at the same time as the 1750 house. I bought the house in 2012. When I got it, it was extremely overgrown on the outside. It had been empty for about 2 years. And I started working on clearing out all the brush and the bamboo that was growing up all over the place. And I became immediately aware that somebody from inside of the house was watching me very closely. That was in May. I didn't start working in the house until August. When I started working in the house, I was painting in the stairwell, and I could hear a child playing, and it was a toy like a cup on a handle with a ball on a string, and it kept going on and on and on, and I stopped to listen to it thinking maybe it was traffic outside, but it was just too consistent. And after about 10 or 15 minutes of listening to it, it got on my nerves, and I finally went, "Honey, it's time for you to go outside and do your chores," and it just stopped.
Oh, wow.
When I moved into the house, in the basement, I started to see a shadow that would come out of the kitchen and travel up the stairs. I would hear a male, what sounded like a male walking on the main floor, even walk into this room over top of me. One time I was sitting downstairs on the couch, and I hear these footsteps go down the hallway and come into this room, and I don't like the dog to be in this room, and I'm like, the damn dog is in the parlor, and I went to come up the steps to get the dog out of the parlor, and the dog came out of the kitchen. I hear voices in the house, either females or a child. Out in the yard, I will hear males talking. I can't make out what they're saying, but I know that they're males. I have had a full apparition of Atway Norris Tribble in the basement. My brother-in-law, who thought I was crazy when I was telling him that there were spirits in the house, spent several days here, and after he left, he's now a believer. I've had a house guest to be touched. I've been touched. Occasionally you'll see a shadow moving about in the house somewhere.
Now you mentioned that the only nails are in the floorboards.
Yes.
Let's see if we can see this up here. The pegs that are going in.
There's one there. You'll see Roman numerals carved in the beam here, and that was to match the studs up with the holes they had carved in the main beam.
Oh wow.
And when I put the porch on the front of the house and took some of the siding off, found the same thing behind the siding.
That's awesome. That's from when they were building the house originally?
Yes. So this is, the late 1700s.
Okay, this
Yes.
is Atway Norris Tribble?
Tribble.
And she was the one that got the house as a wedding gift.
In December of 1870. From what I understand, the Norrises were large landowners in the area.
And this is from 1938.
Yes.
Oh wow. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to get a baseline with the EMF detector and with the camera. We're going to take some pictures of every room. That way we'll know if anything spikes during the investigation, that there's something there that wasn't there before. And also we'll have the pictures to compare, where if we catch an anomaly in one of the pictures, we can look back to the baseline pictures and see if it's anything with an explanation. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now.
Did you go downstairs?
Not yet. No, I am interested in seeing what's down there though. It sounds like they've had some activity.
Yeah, you said the oldest part of the house is the downstairs, like the kitchen area.
Yeah.
And that's where you said that is the most active.
Love these little short doors. It's such a good indication of the age of a place. The way these things are built is amazing.
Nothing with the EMF detector yet, huh?
Not,
What'll all be?
well, we're at the
Oh, the
panel
power
box.
box, okay.
Yeah, we're at the panel box.
Okay, I was gonna say, so at least we know it's on,
Yes.
which is good.
That is true. Yeah, let's go up the steps here.
Tends to work better that way.
Yeah?
I was standing right here where I am, and from in the room over there where Mark is, there was footsteps that walked not 2 feet from me, came around me about 4 feet, and came all the way around into that area there and stopped in that area.
Well, there's interesting because there's a covered up door in that corner.
Oh,
that I
really?
discovered from the house.
Oh, okay, so like a residual haunting would still use that door,
Yeah.
as if it was never blocked up. That's interesting. Jimmy said that something walked around him, a woman,
It had to be a woman or a very light young
and went
woman.
over to the corner of this room. But the interesting thing is, Mark told us that there used to be a door over there that's covered up.
Oh, okay.
You didn't know about that door, did you?
No, I had no idea.
I only
That's pretty
discovered
cool.
it a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
How did you find
Okay.
out about that?
The Habs report,
Oh, okay.
Historic American Building
Oh, okay.
Survey, which was done on this house.
Oh.
Brother, feel my heart. Come here. Come here, Jeff. Give me your hand. Feel my heart, man.
I feel you, man.
You know what I'm talking about, dude?
Yeah.
I was so real, man. I swear to you. It was like a lady just walked right by me. It just didn't say nothing, no words. Just walked right by me. Walked right in that corner where that man said the door is.
We'll just do another sweep through here. We didn't do one yet, but just to see if there's anything left behind. But it's still not picking up anything.
I'm not lying, man. And I even asked Mr. Mark if he was outside walking around, and he said no.
The back end here doesn't.
Okay, so we're going down into the basement here.
Yes.
I feel the temperature pick up slightly.
There's a heater.
wood stove
Basement
down there.
steps.
Oh, okay.
I can explain it.
That will do it.
The dog looking at us.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of freaked me out at first because I looked over there and saw this white face in his eyes.
It's just the dog.
Certainly nothing paranormal.
What's going on? What have you been doing in my house?
Also,
Yeah,
one of the
nice.
experiences here is I had a dinner party, and the guy that was sitting on that side of the table called me the next day and said, "Are you aware of the woman that's in your kitchen?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, well, the whole time we were having dinner, this woman kept coming to the door, looking out, like seeing if anybody needed anything, and she would disappear back in the kitchen, and then she would come back to the door.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And I had a Trible descendant come here one day when the house was open to the public. And the first thing she asked was, are the stains still on the ceiling up in the bedroom? Well, all the plaster had to be replaced, and she started to tell the story about during the war. As she said, during the war, I'm talking about the war of northern aggression. They took all the meats out of the meat house and stored them up in the attic, and the juices dripping from the meat soaked through the plaster of the ceiling upstairs in the bedroom.
Okay. So we're back here by the meat house, and there's been mention of activity back here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to set up a trail camera with a sensor on it with a motion detector. If anything goes by, it's going to go off. And I think we're going to set it to run some video. Does that sound like a good idea? Does it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to set it to run some video and see if we pick anything up.
We are recording. We are down in the basement. I'm Linda.
America.
Jim.
Mark.
Jeff.
We'd like to know if there's anyone down here besides us. We don't mean you any harm. We simply want to speak to you, know a little bit about you. If you're here with us, can you please speak into this little black box that we have on the table here? Can you tell us your name? How many of you are down here with us?
Please don't be afraid. Just speak to us. Let us know what you want to say, anything you need done. Do you like what Mark has done with the house?
So Atway or Drew, are you here?
We'd like to know who was the woman that was in the kitchen during the dinner party. Can you tell us who that was?
Is there a reason you stay here?
So we have the spirit box going.
Yes. Now we have the digital voice recorder going next to it.
What's my name? What's the dog's name?
I think I heard that.
I heard that too. Now, when you said "What's my name," I heard something. It could just be where I'm sitting, but it sounded like it said "You know." Did you hear something like that?
I thought maybe it said "I don't know."
But you heard "no" in there.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I heard snow again. Can you tell us what your name is?
I thought I heard Andrew, but
Yeah. No, we've recorded the spirit box session, so I guess we may have to go back through and listen to the recording and see if we can pick up anything else that we had missed. I don't know. I'm questioning whether or not his speaker is working correctly. I don't think it is, because it seems to be cutting out on us every so often. So,
it's like, and I went to the kitchen to see if, if it stayed or whatever, and that, it went away, but, like, I physically feel cold, like, especially on my face, like, hot. I know I'm hot. Like, I touch my skin and I'm hot, and I can feel the heat on my face, but from, like, the neck, like, the back of the neck down, like, shoulders and everything, I feel cold. So it sort of feels like after thinking about it, it feels like someone's like standing like behind you with like their hands on your shoulders.
And when you went into the kitchen, where it's actually cooler, the cold feeling went away.
Yeah.
See,
like
that's interesting.
It didn't feel like it felt normal in there. Like I don't feel normal in here.
I will say that one thing to note is that we have the ambient temperature thermometer going over here, and there have been some fluctuations. And one of them was pretty decent. It started out at 73, and then it jumped up from 75, back down to 73, back up to 75. and the ending temperature is 77. So we got a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 degree range in there that it's been fluctuating. I don't know if it has anything to do with the heater stayed on the whole time, right? And consistent.
Wood stove's been.
Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting to note that, and then that, you know, Erica had some experiences with the temperature as well. Okay, so we're in the kitchen where people have seen an apparition of a woman.
Yes. We are going to try some flashlights, excuse me, and probably EVP session. The flashlights were not very popular out there. We were not able to get any of them to even light up once, which is sort of a rare thing. It's not very common that that happens. But we're going to try putting the blue one here on this baker's rack, and which, by the way, has a very, like a superb collection of cast ironware there.
Oh, yeah.
We are going to put the silver one over here, perhaps on this kind of deep windowsill that we have. My name is Linda,
I'm Jeff.
and we do not want to cause any harm. We don't want to scare you in any way. We're here simply to communicate with you. We have a couple of ways that you can communicate with us.
Can you tell us your name? Could you touch one of these flashlights? Perhaps the one on the windowsill. Could you turn that on for us? Nope, we got one coming on the baker's rack there.
Nice.
All right, if that was you, we appreciate it. Can you turn that one off for us? We would just like to ask some questions.
Can you try turning on the blue flashlight one more time for us, just to let us know it's you? And if not that one, perhaps the silver one. We are going to go upstairs. Evidently, Jimmy has said that he's sitting up there by himself in what we call the parlor, and perhaps he is hearing some sort of knocking coming from up there. So we're going to go check it out and see if we can hear what he's hearing.
All right, let's go check it out.
Like I was on my digital recorder, and I asked, "Are there any spirits in here?" And I kept going back and forth to the same usual control questions, questions that they would know, easily. That if there was an intelligent spirit, can answer it with ease. And I got nothing. Now, I did something that's been used before called the knock and resmell. Knock 1 for yes, 2 for no. And for some reason, if I ask a yes or no question, I'll get 1 for yes, 2 for no. And for some reason, I'm getting a little bit of frustrated, so I figured I'd call in a couple big heavy hitters to finish the job.
We're the heavy hitters.
I was getting ready to say, who are these heavy hitters
That's
you're
us.
speaking of?
All right, so
All right, now look behind you, Linda.
Behind me?
Behind you, the wall that I'm pointing at,
Yes.
that's where the wrapping comes from.
Oh,
Behind you.
okay.
okay.
It's got 1 for yes, 2 for no.
Okay.
Are you still here? Thank you. Will you speak with Linda and Jeff? One for yes, 2 for no. Please, will you speak with Linda and Jeff? Thank you. Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I can't, I'm running out of questions and I need you guys' help.
Is your name Atway?
1 for yes, 2 for no.
If you tapped, I didn't hear it. Could you do it one more time, please? Is your name Atway? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Are you a child?
You know, no way will it give me any identification. It's like playing with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think, does it seem like it answers a couple questions in a row and then stops?
Yep. It's like
Maybe
it's
that's
getting
all the
tired.
energy it has.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
it's getting tired and can't answer or can't not.
I don't know. I thought, you know, I don't know.
Can you tap for us again, please? Just once. What was?
Lizzie died in a bed here in front of this window. She had what they refer to as a shaking disease, which we probably now know as Parkinson's.
Oh, okay.
When she
So
died,
she was elderly when she died.
No, I don't think so. She died right after World War II.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
And I know she was kept up in my bedroom at one time.
Yeah,
But a disease like that back then
They
would have
didn't
been
have any treatment
scandalous.
for it.
right, that's true. Yeah.
Right, well, we got this flashlight coming on here on
We
the
sure do.
end table. We have 2 flashlights set up, the silver and the blue. And we're not sure who's turning that flashlight on. Could you turn it off for us, please? Just so we can make sure it's not anything with the flashlight. We want to make sure that we are communicating with you. Can you turn that off for us, please? Okay, thank you. Now, how about the blue one over here? Can you turn the blue one on? If you can turn it on, we might be able to come up with some questions to ask you, to see if we could find out a little bit more information about you, if that's okay. All right, thank you.
That is so cool.
Can you turn that off for us, please? All right, thank you. Now, it's tough to ask questions with one flashlight.
Yes, it is. We really need you to try to turn on the blue flashlight so that we can ask you yes or no questions. Can you try to turn that on one more time for us, please? Try to turn on the blue flashlight for us.
Do you want to try readjusting that blue one, just in
Sure.
case? Okay. We'll try it for now while she's adjusting that. We're going to try it with just the one flashlight. If you can turn that off for us, please. All right, thank you. If you're a female, can you turn on the silver flashlight, please? All right. If you're a male, can you turn on the silver flashlight, please?
It's a clear yes.
That was pretty clear. Thank you.
you.
Can you turn on the silver flashlight for us, please? If you lived here at one time. Thank you.
Whoever it is doesn't like blue.
Yeah. Maybe not.
That's understandable. Can you turn that off for us, please? Thank you. Oh, and there we got the blue one coming on.
Ah. So you were not turning on the blue flashlight purposely. Silver yes, blue no.
We still got the blue one on. Could you turn that blue one off for us, please? Oh, now we got them both on. Oh, the blue one's off. Alright, silver's on, blue's off. Alright, just to make sure we do have a line of communication established with you. Could you turn the silver one off, please? And what I'd like to do is say a color and have you turn on that particular flashlight.
It hasn't turned that blue one on at all?
I turned it on when you left.
It did.
Yeah. All right, how about now, would you please turn on the blue flashlight? And there it's on.
I'll be darned.
Yep. Thank you. All right, if you could turn that off for us, please. Thank you. And what I'd like to do is ask some questions. And if you could turn on the blue for no and the silver for yes. Just to get some confirmation from earlier. Are you a male? Oh. It's confirmed. Could you turn that one off for us, please, so we could ask you more questions? Thank you. Do you not like females being in the room? Oh, let me rephrase that. Do you like females being in the room? Silver for yes, blue for no, please. Oh, and they both came on.
What do you do with that? I mean, I just have to ask you a question. What's that? What do you do with that?
With what?
Is that like maybe?
With both of them?
Yeah. What is that? A maybe?
Well, there's a few things I
I
would,
guess.
I would,
I don't know.
I would theorize. You know.
Or he's bi.
Yeah.
I guess. Do you swing both ways? You ACDC?
It could even be multiple spirits. You know, it could be more than one manipulating the
Well, we got
flashlights.
us a party here.
And how about that? Could you turn that silver one off for us, please? Thank you. Now, if there are more than one of you in here with us right now, could you both turn on a flashlight? Could you turn on both flashlights, please? Okay, so we just finished up here in the parlor, and we did a flashlight session in here, which was pretty interesting because the silver flashlight, we were getting some good responses through that, which seemed to be on key. And then, as long as Linda was here, the blue flashlight was not coming on. Both times when she left the room, the blue flashlight was coming on, along with the silver flashlight, and we seemed to be getting some fairly decent responses. We even asked, you know, turn on this flashlight, turn on the blue one, turn on the silver one, and it was doing that. So we established a line of connection with whatever entity was talking to us here. We do believe it was a male. We don't know any names or anything like that. But the temperature stayed a consistent 73. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go upstairs, where there's also been a little bit of activity, and we're going to see if we can pick anything up.
Master bedroom. We have the blue flashlight and the silver flashlight up on the mantle. We're going to set this digital voice recorder over here on the chest of drawers. Okay, we'd like to know if there's anyone here with us, besides Mark, Jimmy, Jeff, and Linda. If there is, can you please light up the silver flashlight? We see you can turn on the blue one. If you want me to leave the room, can you turn on the silver flashlight?
Can you turn that blue one off for us, please?
Tough you talk to.
Yeah.
We need somebody with an authoritative voice.
Can you turn off that blue flashlight, please? We'd like to ask you some more questions, and we want to make sure that you're able to manipulate these flashlights before we proceed. So what's your take on the upstairs bedroom
I don't know. I'm not certain that we had a lot of activity, at least not a lot of responses going on. You know, the flashlights seem to be coming on at random. We may have gotten a couple of responses through the spirit box that while we were up there. So, but we're going to have to go back and analyze the audio in order to tell whether it was an actual response to the question or not. So.
Phil, get out here. Where you at?
I'm straight ahead of you.
Alright, cool. Roll.
All right, so this is the old meat house,
Yep.
I'll stay right here.
Okay.
and they've heard some voices out here.
If you end up step.
Are you a male or a female?
How many of you are out here with us? Are you a member of the Trible family? Can you knock on something to let us know you're here? Of course, the house is beautiful from the outside. He's done a really good job of restoring it. We spent a little bit of time back there by the meat house, I guess they call it. There used to be a chicken coop attached to it, and I suppose an outhouse, they said, attached to that. We set the digital voice recorder down and asked quite a few questions, and we're going to have to take the audio back and see if we got a response. But I'm hoping that we did get something because there are reports of voices back there. So you never know. Perhaps we could have gotten something. We'll just have to wait and see.
Well, I have to say, this is a beautiful place. I love the history behind it. I love that so much of the history is known of the family that lived here, the Trible family, and it's awesome to think that tonight we might have caught a glimpse into history. We might have caught a glimpse of, you know, one of these members of this family from long ago still wandering around. Maybe they were communicating with us through flashlights. Maybe some of the voices that came through on the spirit box were them. We're going to go back and we're going to analyze the evidence and see if maybe we picked up some EVPs or something like that, and we'll definitely post whatever we find if we find anything. And you know, as I always say, if we don't find anything, it definitely doesn't mean there's not something here, because there's been several witness accounts of some of the apparitions and some of the voices and such that have occurred here. So it does happen, but like I said, it may be shying away from us. But I do think we picked up some pretty good stuff, and we're going to look it over and see what we find.